Hello everyone and welcome to Pharaoh A New Era, a brand new game that's just come out on the Steam store. This is a legendary city builder and we're going to lead the creation of one of the greatest civilizations that the world has ever seen. This is a remake of the old Pharaoh game in 4K resolution with modernized UI, and we can build our own monuments, manage our population through hundreds of hours of gameplay, and explore 4,000 years of history through more than 15 missions. That sounds like a dream. Your family begins the pre-dynastic period, leading a small band of nomads through their discovery of the art of civilization. Your leadership helps to set Egypt on its course to eventual greatness, still glimpsed only dimly.
Welcome to ancient Egypt, land of the pharaohs. Here you'll participate in the history of one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever seen. In an epic story that spans more than 15 centuries and 24 generations. You must lead one family, generation by generation, from its earliest beginnings in Egyptian prehistory, through the dawn of civilization, to the establishment of a unique and powerful empire and beyond. Our story begins more than 5,000 years ago, along the banks of the Nile River in an area known as Nubt. Here, a small confederacy of clans struggles to eke out an existence in the harsh environment. With you at its head, your family leads this small settlement.
First thing, this village will need housing to provide settlers with suitable places to live and a network of roads to allow its eventual inhabitants to find their way around easily and efficiently. Build areas of housing and you'll soon see people moving to the village. Okay, so we click on that. Do that. I take it now we need to build a road. Okay. Bam bam. Kingdom Road. The path by which immigrants reach the city is known as the Kingdom Road. Migrants always need free passage from the Kingdom Road to the city housing areas. If you isolate a neighborhood from this vital link to the outside world, its homes will simply disappear. Oh, okay. Access to water. To evolve their houses, your inhabitants will need basic access to water. Some well-placed wells will provide them with everything they need. Wells must be built on land with underlying and groundwater as indicated by the presence of green grass growing and provide water within 2-tile radius of themselves. Alright. So we want a well. Hunting. A growing population needs a reliable source of food and some means of storing and distributing it. The ostriches in the region can be hunted for game. You'll need a hunting lodge for that. Granaries then store game, meat and other foods, while bazaars distribute the food to the village inhabitants. Build 2, okay, can do. Workforce access. As with most working structures, these buildings must be located within reach of housing and the city must have enough workers to staff them. Watch as the buildings spawn a walker to look for workers, and now how they turn animated once their walkers pass by occupied houses. Granaries. Hunters will now set out in search of prey. If successful, they'll bring the carcasses back to the lodge to be butchered, after which a cart pusher will deliver them to the nearest granary for storage that we're going to build now. Bazaars and distribution. While your hunters now deliver game meat to the granary, you'll have no way to distribute it to your inhabitants. That's the job of the bazaar. The bazaar will send one of its workers to the granary to bring back the food, and then will send its distributor roaming the road to deliver it to your citizens. Okay, so bazaar. Walker spawn and return points. When trying to place a building near a road, you'll see the indicators with arrows. The green arrows show where the building will spawn its walkers and where it will take deliveries of goods. The red arrow shows the point of return for distributors coming out of this building. Sometimes both points are on the same tile. Points might change when you build new roads next to existing buildings. You can check them at any time. If something hovering yeah. Ambulumancy. Distributors, whether they distribute goods or services to houses, roam the roads of your city for a time and then come back to their building. During their walk, when they reach a crossroad, they can take it either direction. To avoid distributors getting lost where you don't want them to go, don't build a road network with too many intersections. This is also true for recruiters, so place your buildings accordingly. Roadblocks. One of the tools at your disposal to control the walkers in the roadblock. Roadblocks prevent distributors and recruiters from going through, but let other walkers of its set destination pass. Use roadblocks wisely and you'll be able to manage gigantic cities. Oh, I see how that works. Okay. So instead of, I'll explain it after we've looked at this. To make sure Newt sustains the test of time, you need to make sure that the structures in the village don't catch fire or collapse on themselves, and all buildings are prone to risks. The best way to tell if one will be visited by either an architect and an architect post. For a fire marshal, proper firehouse is to click on it and open its panel. Probably put that there. Access to clean water. Now that we have food, villagers need access to clean water from a water supply, which is much preferred over wells water. Water supplies must be built on grassy areas and also needs to access employees and nearby housing. Once up and running, a water supply will dispatch a water carrier to deliver buckets of clean drinking water to all the houses in the immediate vicinity. Okay. Water supply. Sure. Next mission. Well done. By filling your people's bellies with nourishing food and protecting their homes from fire and collapse, you have helped the fledgling civilization take its first step on the long road of history. Your family begins the pre-dynastic period, leading a small band of nomads through the discovery of the arts of civilization. Your leadership lives to set each on its course to eventual greatness, still glimpsed only dimly. So now we're on to Thinis. I do hope I'm not butchering the name.
After many years and the passing of a generation, your family has resettled in the area of Thinis, in Upper Egypt. Here, a small band of local rulers is attempting to extend its influence over Lower Egypt and all lands along the River Nile, and to unite this realm under its own house with one supreme leader. Establishing Thinis as a thriving city like nothing ever seen before will prove the worthiness of the Thinite Confederacy and help them gain supremacy over Lower Egypt and the other factions vying for power. In time, this will mean providing the population with entertainment and building wonderful temples to worship the region's patron deity. To build a city this grand will require a substantial supply of cash. You'll find rich deposits of gold ore in Thinis, and harvesting them should be your first priority.
Start to lay down your housing, provide your people with fresh water and food the same way you did in Newt. Try to be relatively close to those ores-bearing rocks in the northwest of the map. Okay. You're going to pause the game. Where is them rocks? That's them there. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to put down services first. So we'll slap something down here like so, and then we're going to build a road. Where's some hunting? All the way down there. Blooming hell. Housing. Where's the... Probably slap a hunting lodge somewhere down here. Where's our bazaar? Put a granary nearby this one. Have a bazaar over here. We are going to put a roadblock. Yeah. Need to put some more roads in, so something like that. Can we move stuff? We can't move it. That is a little bit lame. Remove. Yeah, get rid of this. What else do we need? We probably need some more housing. It's easy enough to do, just bring it along like so. Probably come over the side as well, in all honesty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have housing come down like so, there like so. And I also need to put a roadblock here. Put some more housing in. Each structure you place costs dibbons, not counting what you'll spend to pay the workers' salaries. One way back to make sure the money is to mine gold. Place at least 2 gold mines near vein. Okay. How do I do that? Production! Gold mine. Ooh. Got a special resource that's stored in the palace. Okay, now we need to build the palace. Village palace. Nice. Where can I build? Oh, I have to build it on the green. Oh, okay. Build a police station. Okie doke. Didn't think they had police back then. I thought it was more guards. We probably need some more people? You can check your houses by clicking on them to see if there is a risk of crime, but sometimes you'll need to be able to see it in one glance if there is a problem in your city. This is where overlays on the left bar will help you. Ah, okay. Water overlay. We don't have entertainment yet. Or education. We want risks overlay. We're good. Excellent. That's disconcerting though, the water. Crime isn't the only challenge you will face. Health can cause problems and decimate your citizens. Physicians patrolling a neighborhood will protect its inhabitants from diseases. Providing your population with food and fresh water will also reduce the risk of diseases. Other structures will help your citizens' health going forward. The apothecary will protect houses against malaria and surcease with marshes nearby, for example. Right, so we will probably need to go to services for the first. That's police station. Physician. Bam. Have that. How about thee? Religion. An Egyptian city cannot truly flourish without suitable places of worship in the form of religious temples and shrines dedicated to one of the 5 gods. The patron god of Thinis is Bast. To appease the gods, build enough temples and shrines dedicated to each of them to serve your current population. A working temple sends a priest through nearby neighborhoods, granting residents access to the worship of this god. In addition to the religious effect, shrines and temples also provide a good amount of desirability for houses nearby. Shrines can be built 1 tile away from roads and still function properly. That's cool. Where is it? Religion, here we go. We're going to have a temple to Bast. Over here. We're going to have a shrine to Bast. Probably have, no, one here. One here. We're going to have one for them over here. Build a festival square on an intersection. Okay. We need to build an intersection. Damn. Overseers. Consult the overseer of the temples to determine the status of each of the gods in this particular city and whether gods are sufficiently appeased. Lightning bolts indicate that the god is feeling hostile towards your city, while bloomstick symbols indicate the god is feeling benevolent towards your city. The more you see of either, the more likely your city is to feel the god's presence, for better or worse. There are different overseers available on the left bar to help govern your city. Check them from time to time. They should be able to answer most of your questions. Probably do with some more people. Let's start slapping some more in. No, that's not ideal. Build some more houses anyway. Destruct a household with poor healthcare access. People are dying and you can't help them. Improve unhealthy areas to save appearance. Okay. They need to fix the UI. There's one glaring issue I've already found. The pop-up titles aren't showing up when I hover over them when they're meant to. So we need more herbalists. Physicians. Slap one down here. As your city becomes more advanced, some citizens can enjoy leisure time activities such as taking a little entertainment. A wide assortment of entertainment is one of the hallmarks of a truly cultured city. But currently you've only provided entertainment in the form of jugglers. The juggler needs a venue in which to perform, the small of which is called a booth. Build a booth at a corner of roads to stage juggling performances and a juggler school nearby to train performers. Both need access to employee housing and employee workers to staff them. Jugglers trained at the juggler school will proceed to any nearby booth to put on shows, imparting a modest amount of entertainment to the surrounding area. Blessing from Bas, because the city so faithful and dedicated, Bas blesses houses and desires of bounty of food and goods. Excellent, thank you, good cat god, benevolent cat god. Right, entertainment. Let's put a booth down. Here. Here. Why does it have to be an intersection? This is a bit sad. And now we want schools for said jugglers. I don't know, something like that. Rent ordinary cottages to win, and we've just done that. Excellent. Excellent, you have built the first true city in this unforgiving land, providing for your citizens' corporal and spiritual needs, and have helped the finite confederacy unify the divided land. Family begins the pre-dynastic period, leading a small band of nomads through the discovery of the arts of civilization. Your leadership helps set Egypt on its course to eventual greatness, still glimpsed only dimly.
The Thinite nobles still struggle to unite the lands of the Nile under one supreme ruler. To aid them in their cause, it is hoped that you will endeavor to establish a thriving community at Perwajit, in the humid delta region of Lower Egypt, thus spreading their influence throughout the length of the sacred river. To support a population larger than that of a village, you must learn to use agriculture. Egyptian farmers have begun to exploit the rich, fertile soil deposited by the annual inundation of the Nile River for growing crops. The Nile can be hazardous, however. Many dangers lurk along its banks and in its waters, such as deadly crocodiles, hippopotamuses, and malaria-carrying mosquitoes.
Floodplains and farming. To feed your people in Perwajit, you must build farms directly on the floodplain. In order to gain the benefits of its increased fertility, unlike most working structures, farms on the floodplain do not need direct access to employees, but do need a steady workforce of peasant labourers, supplied by work camps to tend their fields. Build work camps fairly close to floodplain farms, so peasants won't have to walk too far to reach them. Each year, the Nile floods its banks, replenishing the depleted soil on the floodplains with rich fertile mud. Peasants harvest annual crop just before the inundation and deliver you to the granaries. Because there is only one harvest per year, make sure your city has enough granaries to store a sufficient amount of food for your growing population. We're going to keep the game paused. Start building a city with some farms and work camps. So, food and farming. Okie doke, okie doke. What are we going to do here? Let's just build a road. Out like so. And then build our fig farms. I said fig farms. That's work camp. Fig farm. Do something like that. Build a work camp. Like so. What we're going to do is we're now going to go with water supply. And we're going to slap that down like so. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. Malaria is most prevalent close to water and marshland. The malaria overlay shows which houses are more likely to succumb to this illness. Access to clean water from a water supply and insect repellent provided by a local apothecary both greatly reduce the risk of malaria for any given household. Like most buildings, the apothecary only functions when it has road access and labor. Ah, I see. Interesting. Now that you've given your people basic food and water, you can enhance their lifestyle with other goods such as pottery. Build a clay pit close to water and a potter nearby. Make sure these have access to labor as usual, and before long, a cart will deliver clay to the potter, who will create pottery for your city. Build a storage yard to store the final product as well as any excess clay the potter does not need. Okay, let's slow this down. Another little bit of production. Clay pit. Build that over there. Build a potter next to them. And then we need a storage yard. We're going to slap there. And then we're going to get a road. Do something like this. Like that. Like so. Workforce and unemployment. You always have to make sure that you have population. You always have to make sure that you have more population than job openings. However, not everyone in your city is able to work. You can get a quick glance at your working population and unemployment stats by hovering over the population center on the top panel. More info is also available from your overseers. Try to keep your unemployment below 10%, but make sure you always have enough workers. Pharaoh A New Era simulates an aging population where only 60% of the 20 to 49 years old are available for work. If you have trouble with the system, you can use the options to switch to a fixed worker ratio for your population regardless of the age in order to teach you to play this mechanic option won't affect this tutorial. Beautification. Great job, you've gotten some industry up and running and now you can think about making a few improvements to your city. Beautification can be used to make some neighborhoods more desirable by making the area surrounding them more attractive. Gardens, statues and plazas can help houses to evolve. Several garden plots can be placed next to each other to form larger parks, but their appearance is random. Place plazas on paved roads to enhance their appearance and improve the desirability of nearby land. You can rotate statues like most buildings using the R key. I did not know that. If you rather choose which garden you place akin to statues, you can switch between the systems in the options. Cool. Beautification. Ooh, statue. Have a statue. Medium statues. Large statues. Oh, look at that one. I will look upon you. Get rid of that one. That one's pathetic. Get rid of that. Let's get some statues. These are apparently a medium statue. Put those on either side. There we go. Fire in the city. That should be fine. Let's build a plaza or a garden. Do we build gardens? Let's build gardens. Oh, pretty. Plazas. Reach 600 population, 10 modest homes to win this mission. I think we've done it. So basically, you don't want to ram them in like so. You want to give them some room. Know that for next time. Recent construction blocked the Kingdom Road running through these lands. Royal Architects reopened this vital route, but they had to remove a building or two in the process. Where was this? Boom, there we go. Mission complete. During the Archaic period, the villages that emerged in the pre-dynastic gradually unite to form the Great Kingdom of Egypt. The young civilization founds a capital, secures its borders, masters the waters, and builds its first monumental tombs. However, this is what we're going to do next time, because we are completely out of time for today. We will be looking at this again tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. As always, I have been your host, Sir Firecat. You have been watching Pharaoh A New Era. And until next time, take care.